What is going on? It's your girl C-Positivista. Welcome back to another video. This video is for the black sheep. The black sheep, right? The reason why they don't like you is got nothing to do with anything that you've done. The reason why they don't like you is because of what you came to do on this planet. Your purpose, your ministry, the thing that you came to do, the fact that you came to break the very cycles that they live by, you came to disrupt the system that they live by, that's why they don't like you. They have been programmed to hate anyone who goes against the system that has been built and has been going on for years and years. The programming that has been going on for years and years. This can be whether it's the family structure, whether it's society, social programming. If you're here to disrupt that, if you're here to disrupt what has been going on for years and years, the cycles, you are hated for it. They don't like you. They won't like you because of it. And that's a reality that you have to live with it. If you're someone who has awakened to the reality of the agenda, right? You understand the agenda, you understand the programming, you understand the things that have been going on for many, many, many years. This is not new. This information I'm giving you is not new. There are videos, books. There are so many people who have been saying this prior to this video here. If you are someone who has been awakened to this reality, they're not going to like you. Why don't they invite me? Why don't they like me? Because you came here to do more. You came here to disrupt. You came here to disrupt the very thing that they've been utilizing to survive. And you may notice that life has not been easy for you. Life has not been easy for you. You've had battles from the very beginning of time. From the very beginning. That's because the enemy tried to take you out way before you were even born. Listen, my mother told me a story that when she was pregnant of me, to be honest, she did get pregnant of me young. She was 16 when she got pregnant of me, or 15, one of those. It was a teenage pregnancy, right? There were family members who literally said to her, you have to get rid of this baby. And she did go for an abortion. And you know, abortions in Africa, they will scrape the heck out of you. No anesthetic. And they did that to her. And here I am, still very much alive and kicking, right? And even after that, life has still tried to disrupt the plans that the Lord has had for me. So that's always the case. You know, that's always the case. You will notice that your story, your life, there's always, like, you look at other people and you're thinking, oh, their journey is so much more smoother than mine. Like they're just going and they're just doing it because your path is different. You're here to shake up some stuff. You're here to change stuff. You're here to expose things. There's an agenda for your birth. There's an agenda for your life. And everything has felt like a fight for you. Everything has felt like a fight. Everything has felt like a struggle. And there's definitely a reason for that. Because the enemy does not want you to succeed, because you're here for more. And you know what? Like, you may have family members who don't like you. You may have people around you who don't like you. They don't even know they're doing it. They don't know they're doing it. They've been programmed to not like you. They've been programmed to not like anyone who goes against the system. Anyone who goes against the agenda. Anyone who goes against what has been going on for years and years. If you come now and try to disrupt that, if you try to disrupt the family system, if you try to disrupt society system and programming and the things like, if you come and you're trying to question things where nobody else questions things, but you're coming to question things, they're thinking, who are you to question things? Why are you trying to change things that have been working? But the thing is, you can't just start doing. Something's going to happen along the way that's going to break you. Something is going to happen along the way that is going to reset your whole being. It's going to reset the whole trajectory of your life. Personally, I went through, this was many years ago, I went through post-traumatic stress disorder. And the thing is, I weren't crazy. and that's the thing, like, mental illness is not an illness. It's a dis-ease. You're not at ease. Something is taking place. Something is happening. I believe that mental illness is an awakening, personally. You know, yeah, I don't want to say too much. But just know that when that thing happens to you, that difficult thing, that thing that you feel like, I don't know if I can live after this, that is the rebirth. That is the rebirthing. But after the rebirth is the renewing of your mind. That's when you have to unlearn the things that you learned before and learning new things. And trust me, when you're now a new creation, when you're now doing things differently from the rest of your family, when you're now, you know, you're getting money, and especially if you're from, a family who are still in poverty and you're not helping them and whatever, like, there's going to be some serious battles against you. There's going to be battles against you. When you stop people pleasing, when you start asking questions, you start challenging things, you start challenging people, you become difficult. And they will say you've got mental illness. They will try to turn everybody else against you. They will. So you just have to be strong. You have to be strong-minded. You have to be strong-minded. You have to be willing to be alone. Because when you're alone, when you're in isolation, that's when you can think clearly. That's when it's like, wow, I didn't even notice that. You won't notice it because you're in the you're around noise, you're distracted. You need to turn off distractions. When I was having, like, my awakening, there were some friends that I just couldn't be around anymore. There were some places I couldn't go anymore. There were some things that I just couldn't do anymore. But that comes with time. That comes with time. At the time, I was like, why? Why can I not hang out with them anymore? Because you've got people who will try to stop your growth. They will. Not intentionally, but you've got people who because they're stuck in the same cycle, because they doing the same thing again and again and again and again, they don't know any different. So you have to learn to not judge others. You have to learn to not look at people and be like, oh, look what they're doing. It doesn't make you better than them. Because guess what? You're still going to be making mistakes. You're still going to be making mistakes. And you may notice that you've always felt alone. You've always felt isolated. Like, they don't really invite you around no more. You've never really fit in. Yeah, you're a black sheep. You're different. They don't like you. They don't want you around because you're going to disrupt what has been working for them. They think it's been working, but it's not been working because there's no progress. The shackles are no longer physical. They're now mental. They're trapped. They don't know they're trapped, but they are. And you need to when you get away from the noise, you need to spend a lot of time with yourself. because there's going to be a lot of doubt. There's going to be a lot of doubt where it's like, is this real? Am I seeing this? And you know what's funny? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, watch The Matrix. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you know, you know. And guess what? Real recognize real. You will know who else is also called for that. That's why you can't talk to everybody. You can have conversations, but you can't talk to everybody about your mission and what you're here to do. You've got people who have known what your mission was before you even knew. That's why they bullied you when you were younger. That's why they treated you in that way when you were younger. Because they knew you were something special. But they did every single thing to make you feel like you're nothing. And then you started to believe that you were nothing. But you have to unlearn that. You have to unlearn that. And you have to reprogram and rewire yourself by the renewing of your mind. It's biblical. By the renewing of your mind. You're a new creature. You're a new creation, especially when you wake up to the realization of who you are. Oh, it's such a lonely time. It is such a lonely time. But you get used to it. You will, because you were born for this. You were born for this. You were born for greater. You were not born to be mediocre. You are peculiar, and you were created for such a time. You've got people who say things like, "Oh, I was born in a wrong time. Oh, I'm such an old soul." You're in the right place at the right time. You don't even know it. Or you know it, you just need to get used to it. And when you spend time with yourself, you get to see, you get to hear, you get to smell, you get to really wake up to who you are. You get to really wake up to who you are and who you were born to be. And all of a sudden, you don't even want to have small talk with people anymore. You don't even want to talk. You don't even want to talk to Sally at work anymore. It's about purpose. It's about waking up to the reality of the fact that you were born for more. You were born to do more. And you feel crazy. You will. Like, when you wake up to the reality of certain things, you will feel crazy. You will feel like you're going insane. And you will just want to go to bed. But you're not imagining it. And you're not crazy. What you're seeing is what it is. And you feel like you can't tell anyone because no one understands. No one understands. You can't tell anyone you're seeing these things or you've seen these things. They'll kill you. They'll think you're crazy. They'll label you as crazy. That person is crazy. I don't know what she's on about. I don't know what he's on about. And that is because that time will be your time for processing. So when you first sort of like wake up to the realization, you will then have to process a lot of things. You will have to process the spiritual warfare. You will have to process just everything and question everything. Question what life has been in the first place. But you will be just fine. You will be just fine. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click that like button and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you on the next one.